Well, first of all, can I say what a scandalous ministerial broadcast the Chief Minister undertook this afternoon? Because to go on television to say that he has been vindicated in a report that accuses him of grossly improper conduct, of having attempted to interfere with a live criminal investigation, is a contortion of the most extreme kind. I mean, this is a clear report by an experienced High Court criminal judge, Sir Peter Openshaw, who has decades of experience as a criminal judge, that finds impropriety, sinister conduct by the Chief Minister, who uses and abuses the processes because he has his own agenda to get rid of Mr McGrail. That's what the findings of Sir Peter Openshaw have been. They are far from a vindication, and it is absolutely laughable and scandalous that the Chief Minister should be taking that tack. The reality here, Jonathan, is that this is a Chief Minister with a reputation in tatters, an out-of-control GSLP and out-of-control Chief Minister, and he should now resign.
You've called for the resignation of the Chief Minister and for a general election to be held. That's somewhat self-serving, though, isn't it? You wouldn't say anything else because that would be in your advantage.
Well, this is a scandal. It's nothing short of that. You know, we've had a high-cost inquiry called with the decision of the government to call this inquiry. We asked for it, of course, some years ago, and we said at the time that the government were being dragged kicking and screaming to call the inquiry because they promised it in July 2020, but then didn't convene it till February 2022. And at the culmination of this inquiry, here we are at the end of 2025, 5 years on after these events. The findings are terrible for the government, terrible for the Chief Minister. It is a vindication for those who have called for reform of conflicts of interest, who have said that the government and the Chief Minister in particular could not properly ring-fence his conflicts of interest. And far from it being an exoneration of the government, as the Chief Minister pointed out this afternoon, it is absolutely the reverse. The people of Gibraltar now have the reports. They can read it for themselves. It is an insult to people for the Chief Minister to have gone on television this afternoon to say the things that he said.
Now, you've had, how long, 24 hours to read it?
Well, I started reading this report at 7:30 p.m. Last night. It's, as you know, 704 pages long. I have read it. I didn't sleep a lot last night, I have to say. I have read it, and the findings are quite striking, you know, and we have said that we are going to say more about it. Look, part of the restriction and the impossibility, we now know two things, don't we? That part of the lack of willingness of giving the opposition, giving me a copy of the report, was because they wanted to prepare their spin machine in overdrive to be able to concoct this false narrative of vindication when the opposite is true. Secondly, by placing a restriction on me that I could not even share the content with my opposition MPs, then of course it's again to hamstrung the opposition in how we're going to react. It's not going to work. The people have the publication of the report now. They will see it for themselves. We have a mature, intelligent electorate that will look through the report and see that Mr Picardo is again involved in a campaign of half-truths and spin and lies. And for our part, we're going to be clear in what we say to the people. This is our initial reaction, but I've made very clear that I will again speak to the people of Gibraltar tomorrow at 8:30 on GBC in my right of reply to the ministerial broadcast of the Chief Minister, where I will set out in greater detail our view of this scandalous report.
The Chief Minister has called for, has presented a motion that will be debated in Parliament on the 13th of January, I understand. You'll have plenty of time to obviously scrutinise the report before then.
Absolutely. And look, I've already read it, as I say, and my opposition colleagues will do so as well. But this is not the only opportunity that we're going to get to debate and talk about this, because, as I say, tomorrow I will be on GBC. There is a motion of confidence that is still pending in Parliament. My motion of confidence has not been taken, and that will still be there. And of course, the findings of this report dovetail into the reasons for that motion of confidence, because yet again, this is a further example of a GSLP out of control, of a chief minister that is out of control. I sincerely hope that in bringing a second motion, the chief minister bringing a second motion to Parliament, this time on the Openshaw reports, that we don't have a repetition of what we saw with the principal auditor's report, which was a farce where they dominated the parliamentary calendar for 8 or 9 weeks, not allowing anyone to have a word in and not allowing a proper debate. I sincerely hope that this time, on this occasion, we will have a proper debate.